Real-time ride-sharing is a service that arranges one-time shared rides on very short notice. This type of carpooling generally makes use of three recent technological advances: GPS navigation devices to determine a driver's route and arrange the shared ride, smartphones for a traveler to request a ride from wherever they happen to be, social networks to establish trust and accountability between drivers and passengers. These elements are coordinated through a network service, which can instantaneously handle the driver payments and match rides using an optimization algorithm. Real-time ride-sharing is promoted as a way to better utilize the empty seats in most passenger cars, thus lowering fuel usage and transport costs. It can serve areas not covered by a public transit system and act as a transit feeder service. Ride-sharing is also capable of serving one-time trips, not only recurrent commute trips or scheduled trips. Furthermore, it can serve to limit the volume of car traffic, thereby reducing congestion and mitigating traffic's environmental impact. Ride-sharing has proved controversial due to its lack of regulation, and failure to provide adequate insurance for drivers or their passengers, and not ensuring that its drivers were properly licensed or trained. One of the main ride-sharing firms, Uber, was banned in Berlin and a number of other European cities. 1. Opposition may also come from taxi companies and public transit operators, because they're seen as alternatives. Examples of real-time ride-sharing companies are Uber, Lyft, Sidecar and Haxi. Potential market: a 2010 survey at the University of California, Berkeley found 20% of respondents willing to use real-time ride-sharing at least once a week. And real-time ride-sharing was more popular among current drive-alone commuters than transit or non-motorized commuters. The top obstacles to using real-time ride-sharing were short trip lengths and the added time of ride logistics. Implementation: early real-time ride-sharing projects began in the 1990s, but they faced obstacles such as the need to develop a user network and a convenient means of communication. Gradually the means of arranging the ride shifted from telephone to internet, email, and smartphone. And user networks were developed around major employers and universities. As of 2006, the goal of taxi-like responsiveness still generally eluded the industry. Next-day responsiveness was considered the state-of-the-art. A number of technology companies based in San Francisco premiered apps for real-time ride-sharing around 2012. However, in the fall of 2012, the California Public Utilities Commission issued a cease and desist letter to rideshare companies Lyft, Uber, Wingz, and Sidecar, and fined each $20,000. In 2013 an agreement was reached reversing those actions, creating a new category of service called transportation network companies to cover both real-time and scheduled ride-sharing companies. Transportation network companies have faced regulatory opposition in many other cities, including Los Angeles, Chicago, New York City, and Washington, D.C. The taxi-sharing service Bandwagon, among others, has pointed out that these services tend to stretch the typical definition of ride-sharing. They tend to simply add more responsive taxis to the road rather than matching passengers with drivers who are going the same way. 2 dynamic ride-sharing pilots in Norway received government funds from Transnova in 2011. One pilot in Bergen had 31 passengers in private cars during one day. 39 users acted as drivers or passengers between June 30 and September 15 with 4 ride-sharing episodes or more. The phone apps that was used was Ave Go Driver and Hent Meg No Cell Client, a prototype developed for the NPRA of Norway. The other pilot is run by the company SharePool. Some more advanced real-time ride-sharing features have been proposed but not implemented. For example, longer trips might be facilitated using multi-hop matches in which passengers change cars to reach their final destination. See also: carpool, car sharing, peer-to-peer car sharing, vanpool, slugging, flexible carpooling, hitchhiking, sharing economy, sustainable transport, notes and references. External links: Washington Post, 2012. Ride-sharing apps takeoff. Report of the real-time rideshare matching problem, January 2011, A long analysis and partial design of a real-time system.